Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the step up spawn with the Grim Swarch, I can't say it, I'm sorry, but anyways, with the new weapon set and everything surrounding it. So let's actually get into this. Okay, so this stuff is going to be Art of. These are the new Art of 37 cost sets. So they already have an Art of Magical, which is 36 costs. They already have an Art of Physical, and then they have the Warlord set before that was 33 costs. Now the 33 cost Warlord set just got pushed back. Like, it just got outdated. Like, it's done. The career for that thing has ended. If you ever watched Super Hot Fire. But anyways, moving on from there. Yeah, the rest in peace, the 33 cost Warlord set, because these weapons for sure are they're actually like a mix. So the weapons are kind of like the what is it, the Magna gear, but like the armors are more like the Warlord gear. So the only thing that's actually better versus the Warlord gear is these will give off significantly more gear score. The skill is still the same and everything surrounding it, but these will give off significantly more gear score and everything surrounding that. So that's the difference between the Grimsword's armors and the actual Warlord ones. As for the weapons, they follow actually more of like the recent one, the 35 cost right here, the Magna ones, because they both have Art of Fatality. As you can see right there, I also go here, Art of Fatality, chance to vastly increase critical hit rate when using ability and failure usage gauge by 3. These will still give a pretty decent boost compared to or versus 35 costs. Remember me talking about how the 4th and 5th infusion gives off a crap ton of ether. As you can see right here, this is the difference between just a 35 and a 36 cost, and I'm not even actually to the max infusion yet. The gap's gonna be even like bigger than like all 3 of the infusions combined. If I actually get it to the max infusions for both, you will see even a bigger gap between these two, and this is like nearly a 4k difference right here, literally a 4k difference, and it's only one cost. So as you can see right there, they do give off a decent amount of more gear score and everything surrounding it. But let's actually look at the ability. The abilities they have are stat increase surrounding around the classes. So like mages like magic attack, magic defense, archers attack, magic attack, soldiers like it's defense and magic defense, lancers like attack and defense. As you can see right here, all right here, they pretty much do the same thing, except it's going to be like for the adjacent allies. It's not going to just be for you, it's going to be for one target. You could choose anybody, it looks like, and then the adjacent allies, so the people that are surrounding it. It's going to be a maximum of 3 people. And on top of it, these all work for all classes that actually benefit from the bonuses from the actual weapon that you're actually having. So like for staffs, treasure hunters, berserkers, and mages work well, so they're all benefiting. So the extra classes get to benefit from this as well, so this is even more powerful than it has been before. The reason I'm saying this is because you will expect to see people will be wailing for these. These will change up GGT actually, possibly if you are Mega Whale, but these for sure will change up guild battles a little bit. You will see a lot more people probably doing the treasure hunter strategy for like elemental lock or whatever treasure hunter strategy they got, whether they're just gonna one shot using Michaela or whatever they got going. You will see a lot more people trying the treasure hunter strategy, because the ability it has, the extra ability it has, is fills the usage gains of all targets by 2. So this is pretty much like a half a cheer. So you actually have if you're a soldier, you can legitimately have all your moves doing Unison gauge fills. And if you're any class now, you can have an extra cheer pretty much, or like an extra half cheer. And if Unison already wasn't enough, like quick enough to actually get, they just made it quicker. So you will be seeing a lot of people using these. These will be pretty meta, and people actually might be looking for these when they're looking to invite you, like if for like end game, like end game guilds. People will probably be looking for these because it will help haste Unison even quicker than you already can haste Unison, to be fairly honest. So These right here are going to be phenomenally and exceptionally well within guild battles. Out of guild battles, they still help, but they don't help as much as they do in guild battles. And of course, like duel rooms and coliseums, so can help out during certain scenarios and situations a lot. And then there's certain scenarios and situations where it probably won't help out as much. But for sure, these are going to be meta in guild battles, and you will be seeing people using these for sure, all hands down, no questions asked, because of the ability itself. As for the art ofs are one of the best abilities in the game, player versus player wise. Player versus enemy, it still helps out as well. It's still good for player versus enemy, but it's not as good for player versus enemy as it is for player versus player. The reason I'm saying that is because there's a lot of strategies for guild battles, whether you're a soldier or you're a treasure hunter, that require Unison Gauge fast as possible, literally ASAP. People will be trying to get it ASAP, and these people have a crap ton of art ofs. It don't matter if they're like the 33 cost, the 35 cost, or the 37 cost. They have a crap ton of art ofs to make sure they get their Unison Gauge as fast as possible. Endgame, a lot of endgame guilds. Almost every few people within every endgame guild you possibly will be looking at, thinking of, or know by name, including when Zero was around, use this gear. This gear is absolutely endgame. So this gear is absolutely really good for player versus player. It is not just for guild battles either. For Coliseum and duel rooms, you might find a treasure hunter or a soldier that likes to unison haste as fast as possible to devastate the team, to be fairly honest. There are people that like to use treasure hunter with a lot of art ofs and then use Odin to really screw up the team, because Odin has like this guaranteed paralyzation, and it's 3 procs of it too. And on top of it, the damage it does, it's crazy, and it goes through like Madia and Renovir and stuff like that, so that's even more crazy because it's going to just do massive amounts of damage, to be fairly honest. The only issue is it's only like the damage it's doing only hits really like a total of 10 times. It doesn't hit 10 times for everybody. If that was the case, I think everybody would be getting melted 24/7. It's Chantel, you're actually going to be part of this video, so what's up? Anyways, I am back. I was just talking a little bit to Chantel. I wanted to let her know what was going on. She thought I was waving to somebody else. I'm actually doing a YouTube video. So yeah. Anyways, moving on from there, let's actually get to this. Okay, so alrighty, so the last thing I actually want to talk about the gear and everything surrounding it is that it is going to be like the art ofs. You might be confused how they might get Unison so quickly. If they have Unison Gauge gains or other moves that help with Unison Gauge, like the Treasure Hunter, they will get like the actual Unison Gauge they're supposed to get. So like the weapons would give 3, plus if their Unison Gauge gains are up, they would be getting 5 instead each and every time. Plus what their regular attack gives, if it's going to give even more bonus Unison, and because Unison Gauge gains is activated, they're going to get 2 extra than what they originally would be getting, and they just get a lot of Unison super quick. There are people who would get Unison within the first 10 seconds of the game or anything surrounding that scenario and situation. So yeah, anyways, now I'm done talking about that. Now that you completely understand how that works out and how people get Unison quickly, and I could show you probably, if you actually want to see me actually use an art of build. I actually have one for my treasure hunter. I have a lot of weapons that are art of, and I have a decent amount of armors that are art of, so that also works out for me very well as well. So if you ever want to see me like work an art of set, so that way you like if you actually like want like physical proof that it actually works, I got you. Anyways, moving on from there, I'm done talking about that. Let's actually talk about the spawn and everything surrounding it. So the spawn is going to be a total of 60 gems. 10 plus 20 equals 30, 30 plus 30 equals 60, or you can do 30 times 2 equals 60. Your choice, to be fairly honest. 60 gems, not bad. I'm glad it's not some stupid 100 gems like when they first came out with the 35 cost. The Art of Vitality's 35 cost right here. That is literally 40 gems cheaper than it was for that, and that was like as random as this. So that's very awesome. Now that instead of having it be 100 gems, it's literally 40 gems less. So that's a lot better of a deal if you ask me, and definitely a lot more like worth more whaling than it ever was or ever has been. Okay, so first 10 gems is only going to be spawn 5, but your guaranteed ones cost 26 or higher SSR gear piece. I'm not sure if they got really any rates up or it's just bugged or whatever, so that way you actually have decent rates for the Grimsword on its first step up. The reason I'm saying that is because one of my guildmates actually got one of the pieces on their first 10 gems. I'm not saying you will. In fact, it actually might be extremely difficult. They might have got very lucky, but I'm just saying it could be possible. Not that it really matters, because you're probably doing this thinking the last step up will probably be the guarantee. So if that's the case, then you really don't have to worry about these. Anyways, the second step up though for sure will actually, this is the cool part, the second step up will actually give select gear rates up. It says it right here. They give select gear rates up for the actual second step up spawn. So for sure, if the first step up spawn that my guildmate got lucky on actually doesn't have like swell rates, the second step up spawn is actually going to have fighting rates that actually make it possible for you to actually get one of these select featured gear pieces within the second step up spawn, and then the third spawn you're just straightforward guarantee it. So that is very, very awesome. The only thing that legitimately sucks about this is how random it is, but with the deal you're getting, to be fairly honest, I would say it is worth it. It is a bit risky, but considering that this is probably going to be gear that probably won't come out a lot. And another good part, or another good thing I seen about this is this spawn. I like this spawn preferred over a treasure spawn, because with a treasure spawn it can vary extremely hard, because there's just treasure spawns that are utter garbage. Sure, within a certain amount of gems you're guaranteed the treasure spawn, but treasure spawns could have been so freaking pay to win to actually even obtain even a gear piece, armor, weapon, anything, that it may have not been worth it if they came out with a treasure spawn. Like at all, because I usually actually have bad rates on treasure spawns, to be fairly honest, and I usually don't get what I'm actually coming for. Usually I'm only after the medals too, is the funny thing. I'm not even after the summoning scroll, no defense gear. Sometimes I'm after the defense gear, sometimes they offer stuff that I might want, but whatever I'm going after I usually get last. And the funny thing is, like half the time I'm actually doing a treasure spawn is for the medals, but they make me have a hard time getting the medals, and it's just so stupid personally. And 60 gems for sure to get the featured gear is going to be a lot cheaper, even if they have it at a regular price, perhaps say like regular price being 700 in the jackpot, 400 in the side chest, and I think it's 200 in the side chest or something like that. I think that's the case. Or maybe it's like 400 and 300, or like, I don't know, it's like 600 and 400 or something like that. But anyways, this is actually going to be cheaper than even doing that to get the enough treasure medals to do in the medal exchange, because each time you would be spawning a treasure spawn is going to be 30 gems. So by the time you're done spawning twice for a treasure spawn, you already got from this step up the feature gear guaranteed. You got a feature gear piece guaranteed. So within 2 treasure spawns, that would be 30 gems. First time half off will be 15 gems. So after that would be 30 gems each to spawn. You already have the feature gear guaranteed. So that right there is very, very awesome. It is random, so that is the sucky part, but like, it's a good deal, to be fairly honest. It still is a good deal. Even if it is a bit risky and it could be random, and you could get a weapon that's not of your class, still really good, to be fairly honest, in my perspective. So that's what I gotta say about the spawn. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, and I hope this helped out. This is the AzureWrath, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.